So you should really forgive your parents. And allow me to tell you why. So we go through lives carrying this baggage. You know, we didn't receive the love, the support, the guidance, the emotional connection, the encouragement from our parents. The list can go on and on. But all this is doing is building up baggage of resentment, judgment, anger, hatred. And these are the types of things that are going to stop us from living our lives to its full potential, and ourselves. Not only that, but now you're in a state of alert, alarm, because you're carrying this baggage. And so your body is going to react. Your breathing is going to become shallow, a bit more fast-paced. And when that happens, you're moving into oxidative stress, and the body will shut down. So from your mind, your emotions, your physical well-being, and the life that you're living, all of it's going to be impacted when we carry these past moments and experiences. And especially because we're carrying them as a negative thing, okay? When we're carrying beautiful, positive things, life is easy, no problem. But these negative things are going to be challenging. So I went through a very powerful session with an amazing teacher years ago. And something profound happened in the session, and I want to tell you about it because it really helped me to forgive not only my parents, but myself and many other people and things. So in this deep meditative state that I was in, the teacher asked me, did your parents give you everything that you needed growing up? And my conscious mind, absolutely. My parents sacrificed everything for us kids so that we could have a good life. And we struggled financially, but they always made it happen. I'm so proud of them for this, and they made so many sacrifices. So my conscious mind said, yeah, of course, my parents did everything. But the words that came out of my mouth were no, and a strong no. And I was set back by this. What in the world? And then she asked me another question. Did your grandparents give your parents everything that they needed? No. No, I'm sure of it. Absolutely not. Okay, so this was the realization and insight that came through for me that I want to share with you. If I have $5, I can only give you $5. If I have $10, I can only give you $10. I can only give you what I have. So your parents can only give you what they had to give. So their parents taught them life, emotions, experiences, whatever. And then your parents are going to take what their parents taught them, and then they're going to teach you that. And anything else that they absorb and take on through their own lives and growing into adults. But your parents can only give you what they have. So it's not their fault that they didn't show up for you fully. This is why we can forgive our parents, because it wasn't their fault. Now, I'm making generalizations. I know some people that may be watching this video that were beaten, that were abandoned, maybe even molested. These are things that are just, these are things that you just cannot take back. But again, allowing yourself to realize that they didn't know any better. Yes, of course, they should have. But again, that's a resentment. That's a judgment towards that or that thing. So now what happens is, here comes the empowerment part. So now we need to forgive our parents because they didn't really do much wrong. They only did what they knew to do because that's all they knew. Okay? But maybe it's the time for us to take a forward step, to become empowered and say, I'm going to now shift and break this cycle of not giving enough. And when we can shed awareness and light on the things that we didn't receive as a child, and we can then fill that void, we can then seek out coaching, support, knowledge, books, wisdom on how it is that we can show up fully for ourselves, which is then in turn going to allow us to show up for our children. And this is where it starts. It starts within. This is why forgiveness is so important in this. When you forgive yourself, now what you're doing is you're shifting your internal vibration. You're moving into empowerment. You are taking the reins. You're taking your ability to have free will and to make change in your life, and you're doing it. But now you have a reason, you have a purpose behind it. It's to do better than was done unto you. Here's another interesting thing. You know that saying, do unto others as you want done to yourself? And this is really interesting. I was taught this phrase. Somebody very close to me, he's a Brazilian actually, he said, absolutely not. I said, what? No, I treat people the way that I would want to be treated. He goes, but I'm not you. Why would you treat me the way you want to be treated when I'm not you? I might want to be treated differently. I thought to myself, what a good point. What a good point. So here's another interesting thing. Treat yourself the way you want to be treated. And through that, you can show up in your authenticity, your organic self that is not held bound by judgment, hatred, resentment, but rather you're in your optimal state of peace and love, excitement, motivation, empowerment. And this will allow you to be in the state to then view how it is that people want to be interacted with, or maybe your children, or your associates at work, your boss, your friends. And now you're shifting, moving into flow to then accommodate to those situations. And now you've become a very powerful human being, even more than you already are right now. But the only way for us to become weak is we allow this baggage to stay with us. We don't forgive the past moments and experiences. We don't forgive our parents. And now we are powerless. We are the product and subjective to that lower vibration. So take your power back. Forgive your parents for not giving you what they didn't have to give you. See that. And now step into your power. Take action on filling yourself up with love and joy. What it is that you want. Pay attention to what makes other people feel good and bring that to them. And the more you do this, the more you'll be able to make sure that you provide as much as you possibly can for your friends, your family, and even your children. Think about it. Forgiveness is the key. So from my heart to yours, much love, and remember, breathe smarter, not harder.